Because I think like what's hard for anybody like driven like you, entrepreneur, like you just go hard on something you believe in. Sometimes there comes a point where that thing isn't working out the way you thought. And as you project maybe into the future, no matter how driven you are, maybe this isn't going to work out for me. And letting go of something that you were really passionate about, a project, a business, a career field, is super hard, especially when it's like you're giving it your all. And at some point you're like, you know what? I think this is probably not the right path for me.
I think, going into it, knowing that, this is potentially not going to, actually most likely not going to work out in the way that I have projected it. We can't predict the future. It's inevitable that there's going to be challenges and failures and mistakes along the way. And being able to draw that line is definitely signals and things that you need to pay attention to. For me, I think it was, around, I think research, academia wasn't really a good fit for me. And I think I did know that, but I also thought that was the easier, or not the easier path at all. I thought that was a path that I could see a career in. And, again, and going back to really rooting in myself, I'm like, but I don't need a clear path. Like I actually thrive in unclear territory and, a lot more complex and versatile environments. So I think that was certainly a lesson that I learned, not the hard way. I guess all of it is hard, but, it definitely changed who I thought I was going to become. In my degree, I was, I'm very passionate about public health, and I still think I've incorporated it into Safe in the City. But, the kind of structures and even signals that other friends are like, are you sure that research is really your thing? Like, I can't really see you as an academic. But again, I was fixated on like, well, this is now this kind of later stage degree, and I need to kind of follow the rules that people say you need the one career. And I think the more I listened to that and was pushed off course, then the more likely I was to probably come to this conclusion, versus again kind of being like, well, I can incorporate this. I certainly am someone who is wanted to always kind of have a team and be able to drive something forward. And again, since I was a child, just small things like that I could see these trails of. So I certainly think that it's important to check in, and that also, I did balance out working, wrapping up my role as a researcher and starting to explore business. So I actually did, stage it out before I actually just kind of, shut that door and went forward. And of course I had my doubts and, what are people going to think? And, is this, family thinking, oh, this is not very serious, or she wants to be professionally broke again. Like, what? How did we do such a terrible job? No. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. It's a really good question, diving deep. But yeah, not all. I think it's just coming back to who you are and trying to use that versus the outside world and pressures to guide your decisions.
Thank you so much for listening to this clip of the Data Talk podcast. To check out the full show or see the full catalog of previous episodes, go to Experian.com/Data Talk.